everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Crack That Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today in this video we'll be discussing some RC passage types, how to identify them and why identifying it will help us eventually in answering the inference based questions. But before that, let me quickly tell you about the brand new surprise coming from the Unacademy team to all the CAT aspirants. That's the best study material on board. So far we were knowing Unacademy for its best tutors on board, for its best platform for studying for CAT and other OMITs as well. But now it has also proved its worth in providing the best study material as well. This study material would be provided to you if you are a plus or an iconic subscriber, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then you can use my code Priyasha10 and use the link in the description box to get yourself subscribed to Unacademy immediately so that you can book these notes for you right now. These notes are prepared under the mentorship of top Indian educators, and it has an extensive syllabus coverage as well. So now every topic will be found there in this study material, and it's also divided into 15 comprehensive modules so that everything will be a logical organized flow, and it also contains 500 plus frequently asked questions. So now if you have questions related to MBA entrance exams, any college or something, even those questions will be answered right there in that book. And along with it, you would also get chapter wise practice questions so that you get to know which chapters you are strong at and which you need to practice more. And with all this, you also get tips and strategies pre-added in this book so that all comes one together in this handbook. So get yourself this book right now by subscribing to the Unacademy's Plus or Iconic subscription using my code Priyasha10 so that you get an additional instant discount of 10%. Link is right there in the description box, guys. Now, let's get the video started. Hello everyone. So in this video, we'll be discussing how to identify the passage type in a reading comprehension. That is a very essential skill to have, because if you know from which domain are you reading a particular passage, it gives you insight upon the broader scale. That means what could have been the main thought, the main theme, the subject line, the author's tone, etc. So these kind of answers can be found out when you actually know better about the passage. That means you know from which topic you are getting the passage. Now there is a very big huge myth that people think that they need to know specific things about a particular topic, only then they can have an expertise in figuring out which of the following would be the theoretical answer for a given question in from the passage you have been given. But while you are solving a reading comprehension question from a diverse topic, suppose a topic which you haven't read about, like let's say psychology, you have not read any questions or any articles on psychology, but you got one RC from that domain, is that you will not be able to answer the questions at all? It's absolutely wrong. See, you might feel difficult going through some words of psychology, some terms which are not related to the general English, but if you have a good comprehending skill, then you can figure out the overall meaning of the paragraph, and just like that, clubbing the paragraphs together, the entire passage. So in this video, I'll just tell you the importance of identifying the passage types, and I'll also tell you how from a given set of paragraphs you can figure out using the keywords that this paragraph is talking about a particular domain. So first, talking about this paragraph, I'll not read the entire paragraph for you. I'll just pull up some words directly which I can see so that you also gain you can also do it quickly as I am doing right now. So here you see human history. The first important word which is visible to me without even reading the entire passage is human history. Similarly, people over here, there is a lot of people used all over the passage. People sense a security. Okay, then we see modern humans. Then we are able to see again people saying something that they need a new car and things like that. So the things which I have highlighted shows that this passage is somewhere or the other related to people and their history. So something related to people, history, okay, some kind of geography or something is called as a social science passage. So this is a social science passage. So what happens? What is the benefit of knowing that it is a social science passage? The benefit of knowing that you are actually reading an extract from a social science um, passage is that you will now start thinking on a broader scale that okay, क्योंकि ये सोशल साइंस से रिलेटेड है तो ये कहीं ना कहीं हमारे हिस्ट्री के बारे में बात कर रहा होगा कि हमने पहले कैसे काम किया था और अब हमारे अंदर मॉडर्न ह्यूमंस में क्या चेंजेस आ रहे हैं, पहले कैसे चीजें होती थी, अभी कैसे चीजें हो रही हैं, उसी के बेसिस पे सारा पैसेज होगा. तो एक फ्रेम, एक आउटलाइन, we create an outline in the mind and that outline is necessary to answer the inference based questions जो कि CAT और ZAT जैसे examinations में भर भर के आते हैं. So that's why identifying the type of the passage before you actually jump to the question is an essential skill. और जिस तरह से मैंने keywords निकाले उस तरह से आप भी keywords निकाल सकते हो. And first identify the passage type and then go on answering the questions. Now I'll just take you to another passage and let's make a guess here. This is a small one and this is a very easy one. The most first important word we see is inflation. Inflation is a technical term related to economics, right? Then we move down to food prices. Aha, food prices again, economics. Then if I just figure out something, it's again inflation here. Apart from pay commission, wage hikes. So pay commission, wage hikes, okay, GST, economy, and anything else? Inflammatory. So these are those keywords जिन्हें देखते ही मैं समझ गई कि this is a passage from the business and the economics time. So these passages which are very based on economic theories and business events will help you to understand that okay, now I have to be very technical in my answers, meaning that anything which comes up as a business or a economic question to me will have its answer in the passage, and I need to keep in my mind that all my answers will be related to these numbers only. Numbers in the sense that means related to the value or the data given in the passage. It is important for you to get acquainted with the language of the business and the economics, understanding the terminology from this field, and for this you can work on a little bit of your glossary. Like in my previous videos I had taken up a crash course on CMAT and a workshop on CMAT for innovation and entrepreneurship. Over there, I told people that you can just check out the glossary for the business related terms so that you get to know some words from it. अब देखो, अगर आपको हाइक क्या है ये जनरल टर्म्स पे पता है then it's well and good, but if you don't know that it can cost you a little time in trying to understand कि पूरे सेंटेंस में से ये मीनिंग कौन सी है. So that's why it's always suggestive that you still have a lot of time for the CAT examination. Please go around and start reading from different domains every day. Today you read a passage for social science. Tomorrow I recommend you to read a passage from the business and the economic times. Okay. Now moving quickly next to the other passage. So we'll go on a faster pace now. So we'll try to figure out any new word which can be related to a chapter or related to a topic. Like I read the word fossils. Okay, fossils is related to science. And then the very next word in the same line is skeletons. Then we have reptiles. What are these? We learn about these things in, of course, we learn it in science. Fossils again. And then if I check excavation, okay, then we will be moving down to researchers. And then this term, which is this is a scientific name, okay, fish and marine reptiles. Then we have any other word? Paleontologists. So all this are nothing but indicative of a science passage. Anything which relates to biology, chemistry, medicine, technology, and even mathematics is considered under the science domain. These passages present a lot of facts to us. Since their subject matter is new to you, You might be bored by them, but please do not get confused by these technical jargons, and always focus on the main idea which is represented by the author of the passage. So instead of getting confused on what is 𝗰𝘃𝗃𝗲, you should focus on ki author is trying to figure out what. He's trying to talk about the fossils, and this should be the broader scale. So अपने दिमाग का scale थोड़ा broad रखना while you're solving these science-based questions. Now, coming to the other passage, guys, can you identify some important terms from this passage? So, here we see that G20 summit. G20 summit is related to political affair or current affairs? Yes, it is. Similarly, if I talk about global fight is again political issue. Boosting international trade, political relation. Terrorism, okay. Terrorism is again a political issue. Then we have disrupt international finance streams, foreign fighters, conflicts. Okay, G20 agreed, violent extremism. So, what is this? This is nothing but these keywords help us to identify that this is a passage from the political domain. The passages from this area are based on the current news, and these passages are by far the easiest to read since we are familiar with the topics. Of course, if you are reading the current affairs, and it becomes easy for us to understand that what is happening and to follow the author of the passage. Though these passages are simple on most occasions, they can pose some tricky inferential questions at time. From the above analysis, you can identify the areas of your comfortable choice. Like if you think that this passage I'm not comfortable to answer, you can leave it for the end or even skip it. Okay, but the most important thing is that you have to understand कि author किसके side से बात कर रहा है. Okay, to note down the facts from this passage is easy, but sometimes it becomes difficult to identify that author is supporting which end. Now, the last passage for the day. What does it feel like when you love someone? Okay, now this is a little thinking based thing. Okay, don't you think that it is a bit thinking oriented because it starts with a question? Okay, and when it starts with a question, we know that it is asking us to reflect upon this idea. Tangle of love, unfiltered version of motherhood. Okay, what is this? This is actually depicting descriptive type. Okay, and then we say contrast with the mothers. Okay, so here mothers learning, going to the teenagers. Okay, parents, teenagers. So this passage is talking about the bond of love between kids and parents. So what kind of passages is called? This passage is related to, you can either say it is related to philosophy or psychology. Okay, and how will we identify it? Such as, see, the language, the literature used, okay, is very much enough to understand that it is a descriptive type liberal art passage, and it's intended to provide chiefly the general knowledge and to develop the general intellectual capacities within you, like reasoning capacities, judgment capacities, as opposed to the professional or the vocational skills. Generally, these passages are very dense. Okay, and when I say dense, that means they carry more meaning than you actually see on the screen. All right, and they require immense focus for understanding them. Previous acquaintance with a similar material will actually help you in the long run in actually understanding what is coming up, because every single line is carrying 2 3 more ideas with it which are hidden. Okay, so generally these questions based on these passages are focused on the overall picture. So just try to figure out or try to work on your general understanding of the concepts, and इसे एक लाइन पढ़ने की जगह या लाइन समझने की जगह आप इसे as a complete paragraph पढ़ोगे, so it will be easier for you to answer the questions from these psychology or philosophy type passages. So this was all about this video, guys. We have covered how to identify the passage type and what is the importance of identifying it before you answer the questions. If you like this video, then please like this video, share it with more and more people. And if you're new to this channel, then please subscribe to the channel as well. I'll be up with more such videos. Till then, please take care and thank you so much for watching.